You know that moment when you're telling your cat about your terrible day at work, spilling all the drama about your annoying coworker, and your cat just sits there staring at you with those slow blinking eyes like they're either absorbing every word or secretly judging your life choices. Yeah, we've all been there. You pause, waiting for some acknowledgement, some sign of empathy, and all you get is a tail flick and maybe a dismissive turn of the head. So the big question is, do cats actually understand when you're talking to them? Or are we all just having one-sided conversations with furry little therapists who couldn't care less? Here's the thing. Your cat might not understand that you're complaining about Karen from accounting, but they're definitely picking up on something. Scientists have discovered that cats are incredibly tuned into the tone and emotion behind your voice rather than the actual words you're saying. Think of it like this. When you come home and say, "Hi, baby, I missed you so much," in that high-pitched, excited voice, your cat doesn't know what "missed" means, but they absolutely register that you're happy to see them. On the flip side, if you yell, "No," they heard you, they knew it was you, they just decided that your summons wasn't worth getting up from their sunny nap spot. Classic cat behavior, honestly. But communication with cats goes way beyond just voices. Body language is huge in the feline world. When you lean down to talk to your cat, the way you position yourself matters. Cats feel more comfortable when you're at their level, rather than looming over them like some giant predator. Eye contact is another big one. That slow blink your cat gives you? That's basically a cat kiss, a sign of trust and affection. When you slow blink back while talking to them, you're speaking their language in a way that transcends words entirely. And let's not forget about scent. The difference between how cats react to calm voices versus loud ones is pretty dramatic. Cats are naturally cautious creatures, and sudden loud noises trigger their fight or flight response. That's why your cat bolts when you accidentally drop a pan, but stays curled up next to you when you're softly reading aloud or singing silly songs to them. They associate your gentle, calm tone with safety and comfort. One cat owner I know swears her cat only purrs when she talks to him in a specific baby talk voice, but gives her the cold shoulder when she uses her normal speaking voice. Coincidence? Probably not. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Through repetition and association, cats absolutely can learn to recognize specific words, especially ones tied to things they care about. Say the word treat enough times right before you give them one, and eventually your cat will perk up, run to the kitchen, or start doing that excited little chirp thing the moment they hear it. Same goes for dinner, outside, or even their own name, though again, whether they choose to respond is entirely up to their mood. My friend's cat learned to associate the phrase bedtime with getting cuddles, and would literally lead her to the bedroom whenever she said it. Cats aren't dogs. They won't fetch your slippers or learn 50 commands, but they're way more perceptive than they let on. If your cat actually talks back to you, or gives you that judgmental look, hit like, subscribe for more feline secrets, and comment below what your cat's reply usually sounds like. What really makes these conversations meaningful isn't whether your cat understands your words. It's the emotional bond behind them. When you talk to your cat, you're spending quality time together, giving them your attention and reinforcing the relationship you share. Cats might be independent, but they're also deeply social creatures who form strong attachments to their humans. That's why your cat follows you around the house while you narrate your activities like you're hosting a cooking show, or why they sit on your laptop when you're trying to work, forcing you to acknowledge their presence. They want to be part of your world, even if they pretend they don't. There are countless stories of cats reacting in surprisingly human-like ways to their owner's speech. Cats who meow back in conversation as if they're trying to match your rhythm and tone. Cats who tilt their heads when you ask them questions, genuinely appearing to consider what you've said. One viral video showed a cat who would respond with different meows depending on whether its owner said, "I love you," or "You're in trouble," proving that context and tone matter immensely in cat communication. So do cats understand when you're talking to them? Not in the way another human would, no. They won't write you a thoughtful response or give you advice on your relationship problems, but they understand your tone, your emotions, your energy, and over time, certain words and phrases that matter to them. They know when you're happy, sad, frustrated, or excited, and they respond to that emotional wavelength in their own uniquely feline way. Most importantly, they understand love. When you talk to your cat, you're not just making noise, you're strengthening a bond, offering comfort, and sharing your life with a creature who chose to share theirs with you. And honestly, that slow blink, that soft purr, that gentle head bump against your hand while you ramble on about your day. That's your cat's way of saying, I hear you, I'm here, and you're my person. And really, isn't that all any of us want from a conversation anyway?